The key number system is part of a very long tradition in case finding. Just last week, I was at the Yale Law Library and saw in their rare book room a copy of Anthony Fitzherbert's abridgment from 1516. And as I started to do research on that book, it was described as the book that made the common law possible, because before there was some way to find cases, to extract the cases, which come out one after another in more or less chronological order. In order to find those by subject, you need some kind of finding tool. And Fitzherbert's abridgment was the first of these things, and it happened at a time when England could have not become a common law situation. It became possible because of the existence of things like that. Now, there are many other such things that have happened between 1516 and now, but I like to think that the West key number system is really the current answer to Fitzherbert's problem. It's the device that makes it possible to find case law, even though the case law itself is not ordered in any very easy to grapple with way. The state of the law is always changing, and as the law changes, the finding tools that you apply to the law need to change with it. So it wouldn't do for us to leave the key number system in the condition it existed in the early 20th century, because the law has changed since then. So we have to constantly be making alterations to the key number system to make sure that it reflects a current view of the law, although we have to do it in such a way that it's still capable of containing the earlier views of the law. In April, we're making some changes to the key number system that will bring up to date some topics that have had a lot of interest recently. We're redoing the topic elections, for example. There's been an enormous outpouring of litigation around elections, what elections are fair, under what circumstances they can be challenged. And so we needed to take a comprehensive look at the topic, rearrange a number of lines, create some new lines in order to hold this outpouring of law. We're also creating a new topic for education, which will combine colleges and universities and school districts. But it is not just combining the topics that's important. We're also adding lines for current topics like homeschooling. We're adding quite a number of lines, unfortunately, for topics like injuries to pupils in educational institutions, just because there's been a lot of litigation about those topics. All in all, we're just trying to make sure that the key number system always reflects a good current way of looking at the law. Keysight relies on the key number system in several ways, but the basic relationship between Keysight and the key number system is that in Keysight, for even modestly important cases, there are sometimes literally thousands of incoming citations. And nobody wants to look at thousands of citations, so we need to have some way of identifying the citations that are important. And one of the principal ways we do that is by relying on the editorial analysis that's been applied by our case headers. So each case has its separate points of law identified by headnotes, and each of those headnotes has a key number. And the tools that we give our users that make it possible to focus their attention on particularly important citations often rely on that analysis.